If God is real, why do innocent children die? Why does war never stop? Why do diseases crush lives? This is the question that haunts every honest soul, believer or not. If there's a good God, why is this world filled with pain? It's not just academic. It's personal. We've all cried out, "Where are you, God?" Let's look more closely at this question and you will never look at suffering the same way again. Feel free to use the timestamps in the description box. Ready? Let's go. The Bible doesn't dodge suffering. It's full of lament, pain, and even Jesus himself weeping. Atheists say suffering proves God doesn't exist. But what if they're asking the wrong question? First, let us consider the logical fallacy in the atheist argument. Atheists say, suffering proves there is no God. But think about it. To say something is evil or wrong assumes a moral standard. But without God, there is no objective morality, only opinion. Ravi Zacharias once said, when you say there's evil, you assume there's good. When you assume there's good, you assume a moral law. And if there's a moral law, you must have a moral lawgiver. Evil doesn't disprove God. It proves a departure from God. You're absolutely right, this world is full of chaos. But you are wrong about the conclusion. What if the existence of suffering actually confirms what the Bible has always said, that the world is not as it should be? That the whole creation is groaning under pain, waiting for redemption as described in Romans 8 verse 22. It is not just about bad stuff's happening. It is about a world that is broken as a result of sin, but not abandoned, and a God who entered that world through Jesus to redeem it from inside out. The Bible doesn't paint earth as heaven. It says it's broken. Creation groans. Disease, death, and disaster are part of a fallen world, not God's original design. The fall wasn't just spiritual, it was cosmic. It fractured the system. But God didn't abandon us. Romans 12 verse 5 says, "Wherefore, as by one man entered the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned." You may argue that if God is all-powerful, he will force man to be compliant. The truth rests on God's respect for free will. God gave humans something incredibly dangerous. Free will. Why? Because love can't exist without it. He didn't create robots. He created image bearers, with the power to choose, even to choose evil. John Lennox once said, God could stop all evil instantly, by removing your ability to choose. But then you wouldn't be human. You'd be programmed. God didn't create robots. Remember, real love can't exist without choice. John Lennox also commented that God could eliminate evil, but he'd have to eliminate you and I. That's not love. That's control. For all have sinned, and come short of the glory of God. For the wages of sin is death. Romans 3 verse 23 and Romans 6 verse 23. You want a world with love? Love demands freedom. God is interested in holy relationship, but unfortunately, people have chosen hate, war, and corruption. The cross is the ultimate answer to suffering. You want to talk about pain and injustice? Look at Jesus, tortured, mocked, murdered unjustly. The Bible doesn't deny pain. It explains it. Creation was shattered by sin, fractured from the inside. But here's the twist. God didn't stay distant and allow suffering. He stepped into the suffering. Isaiah 53 verse 6 says, "All we like sheep have gone astray, we have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord hath laid on him the iniquity of us all." The cross is God's answer. Not a cold explanation. A bloody participation. Atheism says your pain is random. Christianity says your pain has a purpose. Atheism offers you silence. Christianity offers you a savior. You ask, where was God when the world fell apart? He was on the cross, putting it back together. If suffering has ever made you question God, maybe it's time to let it lead you to Him. He's not absent. He's present, in the pain, on the cross, and in your story. Jesus never promised a pain-free life. He promised redemption. That one day, the world will be made new. And until then, He walks with us in the storm. If this message stirred something in you, don't scroll past, share this video with someone who is doubting. Someone who's struggling with faith. Hit subscribe for more truth like this. Comment below, what's the hardest question you've asked God?